Hello guys, welcome back to the Kevin Show. Today we're going to discuss a couple of things from Caterpillar, a couple new announcements, I guess. Going to keep it short and sweet because of the work week and how you guys I know are busy. So I only intend to make this about 20 minutes or so. But first, a little disclaimer. The views expressed in this show are not the views of the Model News Group, nor of anybody associated with the Model News Group. These are my own personal opinions on things and should be viewed as such. There will be some mature language and content in this episode, so if you're not fine with that, then please click away off the video. But otherwise, let's get started. First and foremost, Model News T-shirts are coming in here shortly. Order yours soon. We're having a special, actually. Um, the first batch are going to go for $20, and then after that, um, we will do. If you get two shirts, you will two shirts for $35. So essentially, instead of paying 25 each, which is the normal price, uh, we'll give you a $15 discount if you get two and a $5 discount if you get one. Message me on Facebook or Instagram for more details. Anyways, now on to the new announcements. Caterpillar has finally announced a 320F. One of Cat's most popular series, and their longest lasting so far has been the 320. It's been there since the L days, when they first introduced the 320 or the L series back in the early to mid 90s. This has been the one constant because we've seen the 325s go in and out. Now we got the 325F back. No 325E, but we got the 325F. The 330 series has been dropped. 336 is still there, but it hasn't been there since the L series, that I believe. So the 320 series has really been the constant for Caterpillar over the last 20, 25 years. Well, more like, about 20 years or so. And it's great to see that they have the F. One thing I found strange in their promotional video on YouTube, and I wish they'd stop uploading things in multiple languages on their YouTube. They should make separate YouTubes for separate languages, of course. But one thing that they really made seem kind of fishy is the fact that they had a operator discuss it, and then they showed video of the guy operating it. They showed B-roll of him operating the machine, but there was still paint on the bucket, and the machine was still, being broken in. Seems kind of fishy, but you know what? As the old Kermit the Snitch meme goes, but that's none of my business. The machine looks pretty much exactly like the 320E, of course, but instead the side box, the right side box, I should say, is painted yellow. But obviously, this one's Tier 4 final instead of Tier 4 interim, like the predecessor, the 320E. Again, all F-Series Caterpillar excavators are Tier 4 final. Let's hope they can keep the F-Series going for quite some time. I'm actually beginning to like the look of the Tier 4 interim and final, well, Tier 4 and general machines. I'm starting to like the look of them even more, which is kind of funny because I do have two E-Series excavators in my model collection. The 349 and the 336. One of them custom, one of them not. And the custom one only has a thumb on it. And I don't really call it custom, I call it modified. If you heard that, by the way, that is my Facebook for some reason, which I'm still logged into for some reason. Anyways, and I'm not now. Another thing, Cat did a promotional video for their GPS, and Cat has had GPS for quite the longest time. But here's something that's interesting: rooftop mounted GPS. I don't know about this. I don't know what Caterpillar was thinking when they thought about this, but you know, rooftop mounted GPS. I'm curious to see how that is working out for them. Instead of the GPS pulls, and I've operated a machine with the GPS on it, and the pulls can, and I do say can, obstruct the view just a slightest fraction of a very minuscule amount, I'll say. Just the slightest little bit obscures the vision, but rooftop mounted GPS, obviously, it seems like it seems like they'd be able to be removed, but it seemed like a difficult thing if to be removed, if you know what I'm saying. Um, what I mean by that is, you'd have to basically climb on top of the machine to get to the pods, and I would suspect, like I said, that the pods would be able to be removed. Because there's always going to be those kids out there that like to mess with the equipment after hours and then try to steal stuff off of it and pawn it off. Kids, adults, whatever, if they see something, they'll try to get it and pawn it off for whatever money that they can get. And that's just a fact of life. And they give us a really bad name because we're not there to obscure anything. We're there to actually get pictures and feed our hobby. But I'm watching a video right now of the D6T, and everybody knows how they keep dragging the T series on forever and ever and ever. But it looks like these GPS pods are actually mounted on top of the air conditioning unit. Um, I there it's quite easy to see the machine has GPS. The white part of the pod is still sticking up, so you can still see it. But I'm not too fond of it, to be honest. I'd rather see the GPS poles themselves. But I don't know. I the grade control system, I guess, is their term for it. I don't know, but in a way, though, I can see why you'd have GPS pods on top, but in another way, But really, I guess it's based on preference. But it's got the same GPS pods that you'd see on pretty much any, cat dozer. I believe it is a Topcon system. I'm not that informed on GPS systems. I really just don't care about the GPS systems. If there's pods on a machine, great. I'm still going to get pictures of the machine anyways. It's not like I'm operating things yet, so But I mean, the joystick pattern or the joystick mold seems to be different on these machines, though, on the newer stuff. But if it's not just me, though, hopefully not, that the Tier 4 final bulldozers, they just don't look right to me. And, I guess it's preference on opinion that, you know, it just doesn't look right. It looks pretty ugly to me how they have that all designed. And if you want to go to cat.com, they'll say Tier 4 interim or Tier 4 final next to their dozers, and you'll see what I mean. But and here's something: the D7E is still in production. When was the last time that we actually heard about the D7E besides when it was introduced in 2008, I believe? The first actual bulldozer with an electric drive sprocket system or whatever on it. So essentially, it's a Prius dozer would be the proper term for this one. It's a Prius dozer. When was the last time we heard about that? I mean, they really need to start producing D7 size stuff again. We haven't seen really a formidable D7 size machine since I believe the R series, maybe. I'm not 100% sure on that. Do not quote me on that whatsoever. Um, but what can you do? The D7E, don't get me wrong, it looks like a cool machine, but would I ever, realistically buy the real machine? Of course, obviously not. Um, but if I had the opportunity to, the D7E, I don't think it's something I'd buy. Number one, because it doesn't have a raised drive sprocket. I can see why almost, because it's really at the time it's really more experimental technology than anything having an electric drive system on it. So why would you jump in and put a raised electric drive sprocket on it? Um, but still, the D7E, we haven't heard anything about a D7 series in a long time, and it's the same old crap. And it seems with the bulldozers from Cat, they just keep beating dead horses, it seems. And, don't get me wrong, Caterpillar is still my favorite brand of equipment, no matter what. I've ran case skid steers, and I've ran all sorts of types of skid steers, and Cat's still my favorite. And I've ran a couple excavators. I've ran a Case and a Cat, and obviously Cat's way better than Case. But in the very selected amount of equipment that I have run, Cat just runs the best to me. And everybody's opinion's different. Just my friend Jesse Burr says that Komatsu's different or better, and I beg to differ. So but still, uh, they just keep beating dead horses with everything it seems, except for excavators. And when are we going to see some new wheel loaders, for Christ's sake? For the love of God, we've seen the same stuff for a while now. The K series, yeah, it's quite new, but the wheel loaders, they haven't been such a big deal as they used to be. And then there's the graders. We don't hear crap about the graders anymore. We're on the M3 series, for Christ's sake. M3. We haven't heard much about the graders since the original M series, when it was such a step up from the H series. For the love of God. Give us some information on the other types of machines that you're making besides just the excavators and, stuff like that. But, I'm going to try to wrap this up pretty soon, though. All I'm saying is we need to start seeing, more equipment and see some of the equipment more mainstreamed. And what I mean by that is stuff like graders, even soil stabilizers, for Christ's sake. When have we ever seen a cat soil stabilizer featured on the cat YouTube or Facebook or whatever? It's always the same crap over and over again. So start featuring some other stuff. But oh well, in time we'll see. But also quick note here: if you want your Tonkin models, you better hurry up, because the last shipment of Tonkin Caterpillar models is set to arrive within the next couple weeks here, to all your retailers. And then after that, we go to the new era, it seems. There's one last Norscot shipment, one last Tonkin shipment. We will go to the new era of Diecast Masters, and I talked about them last episode, so check that out. But anyways, I'm gonna start to wrap this up here. It's actually early for what time I normally record these, but I'm quite tired and I'm starting to lose my voice from a long day. But be sure to give this video a thumbs up. Check out K Cup of Joe from last week, even though it is many 7 months old. It's still entertaining. There's still some good points in there, and there's new K-Cups coming up. This Sunday we got a great one coming up for you. Later on this week, one Mr. Outback Custom Models will be joining us, hopefully, as I get a message from him. Thanks. But yeah, so there's definitely a lot in store for the Model News channel. We're expecting Truck Talk with Griffin Stover to come back here shortly. The Anthony Lucibello show is going to be coming back shortly. Hopefully this week, actually. I don't think it will, though, because it's now Tuesday and they usually go up on Thursdays, but we'll see. So yeah, definitely thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you have a great one, and we'll see you in episode 4. So yeah, as usual, as I always say on my regular channel, have a great one, and peace out.